We've been learning how upsetting feelings don't just happen, but are caused by quick thoughts called poison thoughts that pop into our heads. And we learned about antidote thoughts, thoughts we give ourselves to fight poison thoughts. And by going into other people's minds to look at their thoughts, we can learn how to fix our own upsetting thoughts and feelings. There are 5 kinds of poison thoughts: black and white thinking, predicting without proof, searching for the bad, ignoring the good, blaming, and rigid thinking. Let's learn more about black and white thinking. There are some things that are completely good. Think of some things that seem completely good. There are other things that seem completely bad. Think of some things that seem really bad. If your thoughts get stuck over here too much, or over on this side, it can make you confused and unhappy. Here are some examples of black and white thinking. I failed, so I'm a total loser. She let me down, I'll never forgive her. If he's not for me, he's against me. Antidote thoughts for black and white thinking. Everyone loses sometimes. No one's perfect. She's been good to me other times. Just because he disagrees, that doesn't make him an enemy. Black and white thinking. When your mind thinks that someone or something is completely bad or completely good, with nothing in between. We are in the mind of Jenny. Jenny loaned her friend Roberta a pencil, and later Roberta broke it. Jenny thinks, she is my enemy from now on. Jenny is thinking that Roberta is completely bad forever because Roberta did something bad. Jenny needs antidote thoughts to calm her down. Can you think of any? People's minds make decisions too quickly sometimes about how bad something is. Has anything like this ever happened to you? Have you held a grudge against somebody for too long after they did something that made you feel mad? What was your poison thought? What antidote thought did you need? Feel free to pause the video here if you need time to think. Now we are in the mind of Victoria. In her school, she was assigned to a special gym class where she could get some extra help. She thinks to herself, I wanted to be one of the normal ones. Now I'm just one of the losers in special gym. What antidote thoughts does Victoria need? Sometimes people's minds put people into completely separate categories. Victoria has put everyone into 2 separate categories in her mind. The cool people who do normal gym and the losers who do special gym. Has your mind ever played this same trick on you? Have you ever thought that you are completely bad because of something about you that is a problem or something different? What was your poison thought? And what antidote thought did you need? Now we are inside the mind of Monique. After Sunday school one day, when Monique is waiting to get picked up, she sees the minister trying to fix a flat tire on his car. She hears the minister say a very bad word. She decides, this is the worst minister ever. What antidote thoughts does Monique need? Monique's black and white thinking has decided that a minister who says a very bad word turns automatically into a bad minister. What do you think? Think about a time that your own black and white thinking took over your brain, putting somebody forever in the bad category. At that time, what was your poison thought? What antidote thought did you need? We are now in the mind of Vincent, who is at his first fencing class. Vincent thought fencing would be cool like lightsabers in Star Wars. The first lesson, though, is hard. He decides, this isn't fun, it's killing me. What antidote thoughts does Vincent need at this time? Vincent's black and white thinking forced him to think that all activities are either fun or awful. Has your own black and white thinking ever played this trick on you? Have you ever suddenly decided that an activity was completely bad when maybe it was actually not as bad as all that? What was your poison thought at that time? What antidote thoughts did you need? We are in the mind of Zach, who is performing a hard piece of music at a piano recital. He makes a mistake, then a second mistake, and then a third one. He thinks to himself, this is the worst day of my life. What are some antidote thoughts that might help Zach at this time? Zach thinks he is having the worst day of his life because he made 3 mistakes at his piano recital. Have you ever focused so much on a mistake you made that you just couldn't get it out of your mind? What was your poison thought? What antidote thought did you need? Now we're in the mind of Victor, who has just had his turn reading his report in front of the class. He notices that his report has lots of big words compared to the other students. He thinks to himself, I'm different from the other kids. I'm smart, and they're not. Victor is dividing all of the students into 2 categories. What are these 2 categories? What is the problem with Victor's thinking, and how might it cause problems for him? In his mind, Victor put himself in a better, higher category than other children. Is this something that you have ever done in your own mind? What was your poison thought at that time? What antidote thoughts did you need? Now we're in the mind of Bruce, who is trying to do his history homework. Even though he can't understand the assignment, he won't ask his dad for help. He thinks, if I admit I need help, that means I'm an idiot. What antidote thoughts does Bruce need? Bruce is thinking that if he is not completely smart, then he is the exact opposite, an idiot. He won't ask for help. What about you? Have you ever avoided asking for help when you needed it, out of fear that this would make you look foolish or stupid? What was your poison thought at that time? What antidote thoughts did you need? We are now in the mind of Vani. She is having a hard time in 7th grade. The harder it gets, the more she thinks about her private fantasy world. The imaginary world is good and soothing, she thinks. The real world is hard and bad. What is an antidote thought that could help Avani at this time? Avani's black and white thinking is putting her imaginary world and the real world into 2 separate categories. one good and one bad. Has your mind ever done anything like this? At that time, what was your own poison thought? And what antidote thought did you need? We are in the mind of Trevor, who just loves dinosaurs. He begins to tell his friend Tom the names of every dinosaur he can think of. When Tom says, "Stop! Enough dinosaurs!" Trevor walks away. He decides, Tom is not really my friend, he's my enemy. What antidote thoughts does Trevor need? Trevor got mad at Tom and decided that Tom is not his friend anymore. Have you ever decided suddenly that someone is your enemy because of something they did or said? Was it the right thing to do? What was your poison thought at that time? What antidote thoughts did you need?